Well, this morning we're talking about online shopping and customer reviews. Reports show that more than 3/4 of Americans shop online. Most of the online buying decisions are influenced by customer reviews to the tune of $400 billion. The problem? Only 5 to 10% of the people that buy the products are leaving a customer review to help the next buyer. Joining us this morning to discuss this very important topic in greater detail, along with some tips, is Dale Dixon with the Better Business Bureau. Good morning, Dale. Thanks for joining us this morning. We appreciate you coming by all the time. This one I've been waiting for. You and Roseanne do all these, and this one is a hot one for me because you go on Amazon or whatever you do online. My uncle brought me up to always look at the reviews, you know, because it was Consumer Reports in the old days. Now you got customer reviews right there. So the first question is how, the problem is that a lot of people, 5 to 10%, I didn't know it was that low. How do we fix that problem of leaving reviews?
I like to call this the opportunity to pay it forward. And if only 5 to 10% are leaving reviews, but get this, compare it to the number of people who read reviews. So as we're making purchases, 9 out of 10 customers are reading a review before they make a purchase. And they need to read at least 4 reviews in order to click the buy button and complete the purchase. So reviews are an incredibly important tool that we as smart buyers use to make decisions. And so the question is, when you're done making that purchase, are you paying it forward to help the next buyer make a smart decision? And that's the opportunity to leave a review. Pay it forward.
Yeah, I think you hit it there. I mean, I probably look at 4 or 5 on average, and you can even, you know, filter them, you know, the highest reviews. Now, some people go crazy and put pictures and videos in there. I mean, I don't have that kind of time, but I will admit, I leave reviews if it's a really good product, but a lot of times I don't because you just move on with your life and you don't think about it, but I like that pay it forward attitude. So the next question, it might seem obvious, but where do we leave the reviews? It's not always that obvious, right?
3 places that I would recommend. Number 1, on the platform where you made the purchase. And there's a caveat that I'll cover in point number 3. Number 2, Better Business Bureau. Our reviews, we take a look at the IP address of the computer where the review is written from. We also check with the business to make sure that the person is a customer, and we capture the email address of the person writing the review to make sure that it's a real person. So we have 3 steps to make sure that the person leaving a review at bbb.org is actually a real person, a real customer. So that gives you, who is reading a review, an opportunity to know that it is the real thing. And then the third place that we ask people to be careful are third-party review sites. And this would be where if you bought a product and you're asked to go leave a review and it only allows you to leave a positive review, that should raise a red flag in your mind. So number 1, the place where you bought the product is a great place to leave the review. Think Amazon and those types of places. Yeah. Number 2, Better Business Bureau is a fantastic opportunity to leave a review where people can find it. And then be careful through the process of where you leave the reviews. If you're only allowed to write a positive review, find someplace else to leave a review.
Sometimes you see on YouTube these influencers or whatever, they'll send them a free product, and you can tell sometimes that they're leaving a positive review for them. But sometimes they're honest. I've seen honest ones. So you want to be careful with reading or writing a good review. What are the signs of a good review as opposed to a bad one?
As we go to this process of paying it forward and writing a great review, number 1, be detailed and specific. It doesn't have to be lengthy, but just enough detail to know that you're actually writing about the product that you bought and you know something about it. The second thing that we ask is that you be balanced and provide both positives and negatives. A lot of times a negative review is written out of emotion. And when we write out of emotion like that, we might not leave a really clear picture for the next person in line, realizing that not everybody's having a negative experience with this. So it might pay to take a step back if you find yourself emotionally triggered about having a bad experience and think through, so what are some of the possible good things about this product, and leave a balanced review. And the third thing is provide context. And now this type of context would be, why did you buy the product? What were you expecting of the product? And how did it meet your needs and what's your experience with this product or this brand in the past, so that that gives us an idea that you are really qualified to be leaving this review. Those three things really help bring that review to life and help the person who's going to read it make a more informed decision.
All right, Dan, let me squeeze in a real quick question here. I see reviews like on Amazon, for example, and there might be a product that doesn't seem like a popular product. There are like 5,000 reviews. There seems to be an incredibly amount of reviews. Amazon says they vet those and they make sure it matches to a purchase. Is there any way that can, with a chat GPT and AI out there, that we can fake these?
100%. And the bad guys are always looking for ways to game the system and get more reviews tied to the product. So this is where, if you think about what we just talked about in what makes up a good review, look for those signs as you read the review. So if you see a product like you're talking about that you don't expect should have this many reviews, but they don't have a lot of detail, there's nothing specific. This was a great product, I loved it. Well, that could apply to just about anything.
Yeah.
So if you read a review and it looks like it could apply to anything and it doesn't have any level of specificity about the product that you're trying to research, that would be an opportunity to discount that review in your mind and look. So we're looking for consistency, we're looking for patterns, we're looking for specificity, and applying those rules of a good review, which would be that the review is specific, that it's balanced, you see both positives and negatives, and that the person writing it has left some context. When you see that as you're reading reviews, that's a sign that you're dealing with a legitimate review.
Terrific tips, Dale. Thank you very much for joining us. Sounds like the BBB does a lot of checking on these reviews, and they're pretty legit, so that's good to know. Thank you, Dale.
Absolutely. Have a great day.
You too.